All right, you guys, what's going on? This your boy Town Biz. So, just got through just listening to Papoose and then listening to bits and pieces of Remy Ma, basically, who did like a 80 to 90-minute stream about what was going on with her and Papoose. Listen, I'll listen to Papoose, you know, 30-minute stream versus Remy Ma. They just need to hurry up and go their separate ways. And then I didn't like how the Breakfast Club is trying to vilify Clarissa Shields. And basically, they brought up the situation about Papoose. And then, Remy Ma seen that got triggered when she said that, hey, um, that I don't want to address the elephant in the room, but they need to take care of that. And Clarissa Shields is right. She said that's something they need to deal with because they the married couple. And I like Clarissa Shields' growth and how she's matured, as a woman. She's 30 now. And she understands, like I said, even though she's, you know, tied up in a dilemma. And I'm just listening to Remy Ma versus Papoose. And if you want to take sides, who seems a little bit more genuine on telling a story, it seems to me it would be Papoose. But, of course, you have women going in on Papoose. When it pertains to any situation pertaining to a man versus a woman, a lot of times a woman just gonna side with the woman just because she's a woman. And a lot of times I see this, and I've seen this with my own eyes. I've lived through these type of experiences with a woman. No matter what the situation is, you could be the most standout person in the world. You could have a good demeanor. You could be just respectful, and you get nothing out of it. Somehow, some way, they are going to try to make it the man's fault no matter what. You looking at this current situation that's going on with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, where it looked like, as what a lot of people suspected, that Megan Thee Stallion was lying. And I'm going to talk about that later on. And basically, they're saying right now as we speak, they have at least 300 signatures, some kind of petition that they have 300,000 signatures asking Governor Gavin Newsom to pardon Tory Lanez. Now, I'm going to speak on that later on and how Gavin Newsom should do the right thing. To me, he should pardon Tory Lanez and stop worrying about political correctness or trying to pander to a certain group. This isn't about the battle of the sexes. This is about doing the right thing. It was a weak case. Everybody knew it. And then you still have some of these Remy Ma fans getting back to her that are still trying to make Papoose out to be the bad dude. So you always had this situation. It don't matter what the situation is with men versus with women. I'm telling you, they're going to find some way to try to make it the man's fault. And I find it hilarious. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And just seeing just seeing the wretchedness and the toxic mindset that some of these women have, and they actually push the record button and push stop and put this online. I'm gonna show you something that is gonna like knock some of you dudes out of your seat. And this is what a lot of men been saying for the longest about certain women. This is gonna knock you out of your seat. It's about this entitlement that a lot of women think they have, and then black women seem to think that the world revolves around them, that you are just supposed to bend over backwards and give them everything. All they want to do is receive but never give nothing back in return. And if you ask for something back in return, it's like, how dare you? It's amazing how just the existence of men have just been minimalized, as if nothing matters when it pertains to us. We're just supposed to break our backs you know, put all our resources into being a provider and get nothing in return and not being appreciated. But yeah, this Remy Ma, Carissa Shields and Papoose thing gets a mess. And for everybody's sake, they need to try to end this because kids are involved. Whether people say they don't want anything, and I'm gonna tell you something. I know Remy Ma is saying that, oh, I don't want anything. I just want to be free. That is complete cap. It's in a woman's nature to want something. It is very hard for a woman to walk away from any situation empty-handed. So we need to stop that. That's just pure cap. And I hate when women try to play that. Oh, I don't want nothing. I just want it. No, there's something you want. But they love to say that to make it, to make it look good. Because, that's the storyline. They want to make it look like they the bigger person and they just want this to be over with. That's just not always the case. And a lot of times that's just not always the case. She wants something. So for her to sit up there and say that she doesn't want anything and all that kind of stuff, nobody believes that. So, I just feel like I went through a divorce before. Luckily for me, for the most part, there was a couple of hurdles that I had to, go through, but, I found a way around it. And I'm not going to talk about the person that I was married to, been divorced for, I think, 10 years now. It's just no need to even bring that up. I'm not married to this person no more. So it's, she's out of sight, out of mind. I'm just speaking in general. So, with that being said, I just look at the situation that's going on. Once again, it's a lot of finger pointing. It's children involved, property involved, money involved. You already know what usually is the holdup in a divorce between two people. It's money. That's always the biggest hurdle. Hey, what's up, Too Raw? Yeah, that's just always the biggest hurdle, when it pertains to a split. But me, myself, Papoose looks more like the good guy than the bad guy. He stuck his neck out for her, and I think he's sincere about that. He gave up a lot to be with her, and to hold her down. I'm just gonna tell you something. This day and age is just different for men. Women don't appreciate men anymore because society has told them that they are supposed to be given the world. This new age of women, they just lazy and ungrateful. And they go out of their way to be difficult. They're not appreciative of what's given to them. They think that it's, they think that they are entitled. A lot of times they think they are the man in the relationship. They are the person that think that they are supposed to be the ones, the piss standing up. And that's just not the case. Society has told them that. And they are mentally damaged. Just got to be said. And when I say it just got to be said, it just got to be said. They put you in a situation where they just want you to lie about everything. At the end of the day, in particularly with black men, they just want you to take it. You're not supposed to challenge anything. You're not supposed to defend yourself. You are supposed to be what it is now. They want black men to be victims and just not say anything about it. And then if you challenge victimhood, then you're vilified. That's the damn problem. So like I said before, Remy Ma just comes across as a disingenuous person. She seemed like she doesn't tell the truth a lot. And anybody that's been with a woman or experienced marriage, lived with a woman, a lot of times a woman, here's the thing about a woman. Sometimes a man could lie more than a woman, but in a lot of cases, the woman is the better liar. She's more convincing. If you catch my drift. A woman sometimes can believe her lies so much to where she is seriously convinced that she's telling the truth, even though she knows she isn't. And you see that a lot. And somehow, some way, if you hold her accountable, she's going to question you. Nobody is better at reverse psychology than women. You can catch them doing something out of pocket, like I said, and they will somehow try to make it your fault, and you've done absolutely nothing. How many times have you heard a woman say, well, I cheat on you because you're always gone, but I'm working to provide this lifestyle for you? Well, you're never around. But at the same time, she the one that told you you spend too much time at the house and you need to get out and work. So if you catch my drift, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time talking about this. I just wanted to give my assessment on this situation. They need to end this as quick as possible for everybody's sake. Real talk. Now I'm gonna further speak on the situation with Papoose and Remy Ma a little bit later. I'm also gonna speak on the situation with Tory Lanez and Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom, once again, he needs to do the right thing. Gavin Newsom could salvage what's left of his dying political career by doing the right thing and giving giving Tory Lanez a pardon. But anyway, we'll talk about it later on.